This is RiverTalks with Jonathan Brush, President and CEO of Unbound.
I had a discussion with a group of students last night as part of our program in Unbound. And then I was thinking about some personal experiences I've had recently, and it got me thinking about systems and routines. And I've talked and taught a lot about systems and routines over the years. And in many cases, I'm for them. In other words, I think that when you build routines, you automate pieces of life. And so systems that make things repeatable and make them work well are generally good things. And so there's certainly a place for this. But I was thinking about them in two different ways. The first way was my family's associated with a large system that is resistant to change because it's a large bureaucracy. And it's just hard to get anything to go differently and to work differently. So it's a system that certainly works in the sense that it does the same thing and produces the same results over and over again. But if you don't like the results it's producing, then it's really difficult to adjust that. The second thing I was thinking about is that sometimes you have situations where you get into a system that becomes comfortable to you. It becomes a routine. It becomes something that you know how to do. And there's something comforting about being able to know what to do. And that's not always wrong. And so, first of all, let's just start with that second one and say that, I don't know that it's necessary or a calling for everybody to constantly and totally be uncomfortable with their life at all points. There are points in life when it's nice to be able to have a system and to know what's going on and to be able to lean into that and sort of move with that. There's also times in your life, there's people who are predisposed to like that. We have stories in society about people that work the same job for 50 years or 60 years, something like that. And they're essential parts of those organizations. And they've got a routine that they've done and repeated again and again. And I think there's something beautiful and kind of special about that. But there's two exceptions to this. And it's the exceptions I want to talk about a little bit here. And that is, I think the exception was when the system is bad. Like, in other words, when the system is not producing the results that it ought to produce. That's one. And the second is when you need to grow. And so let's take those one at a time. When the system is bad and it's not producing what it needs to produce, then it takes courage and it takes initiative and it takes discomfort to break the system, to build a new system, to do something new. And I think all of us have to constantly examine our lives and examine where we are and look to see if we're part of systems that are broken. And those systems could be systems of relationships. It could be how you operate in your family. It could be the kind of work that you're part of and doing. It could be the company that you work for, the culture you have there. It could be a church that you're involved with. It could be a community organization. They all can develop systems that are functionally bad and that if you stay in them can be dangerous and damaging to people. And it will always require courage and it will require sacrifice to break those systems. And to understand that is important. To act on it is essential. To be faithful people who desire better lives for ourselves and our neighbors, we have to be willing to make those sacrifices and to have the courage to do that. And the second is, if you're interested in growing, at a certain point, the system that you're in is a routine and it's automated, but it won't allow you to grow anymore. So if you want personal growth, if you want to move forward in some aspect of your life, you almost always have to break the system. And then you have to be able to get in that place that's uncomfortable and learn and grow and stretch. So system routines are great. They help you automate important things, but we should always be paying attention to what systems need to be broken, burned down, and rebuilt because they're not reproducing the results that they should. And anytime you're in a situation where it's time for you to grow, it's probably time for you to break your systems and start over again.